I'm Dr. Owen B. Mathre, and I came from off a farm in northern Illinois, west of Chicago, and went on to Harvard to study chemistry, and then went on to graduate school at the University of Minnesota for my PhD. I can give credit to my high school chemistry and physics teacher who was unique. A man who was past 60 when the end of World War II came, and he went to summer school to learn about nuclear chemistry and nuclear physics because he thought his students ought to know something about this. During my time in graduate school, I spent one summer as an intern type thing with DuPont at their DuPont nylon plant in Chattanooga as working for an engineer who was responsible for a new type of fiber nylon that they were working on. The last department research director that I had at DuPont, I crossed paths with him at a social after I'd been retired. His comment to me was, "I did not consider you a conventional chemist, but a problem solver." So I did development work, and I've been also mixed up in problem solving. And I was going to give you this one. The company sells sodium benzoate, or was selling sodium benzoate and potassium benzoate, two compounds that you probably have consumed many times. The sodium benzoate is listed on the label of soft drinks as a flavor preservative. The potassium benzoate is listed on the surface as for the drinks that are sugar-free. Now, what happened was that there was a major complaint in the upper Midwest that came to one of the large soft drinkers, and it was the Mountain Dew, and it tasted very, very bad, like a strong medicinal taste. And the thing was, why did it show up like this? Well, it turned out that the benzoic acid that was purchased from the vendor had a trace of phenol in it, and this was put into the process, and then of course you need water to do this, and the water is typical potable water. It has a small amount of chlorine in there, and that reacted rapidly with in fact immediately with the phenol to give them the horrible taste. And the question came in here. The research group at the Pepsi-Cola folks they could only find a monochlorophenol. But when I got it, I used the literature and the fact, something I learned back as a sophomore in college a long time ago, and I said, no, we've got probably dichlorophenol, and sure enough, we had both of them, and dichlorophenol is about almost 10 times as bad for a given concentration, and so a trace is just bad. But how does one get around it? Well, the way you get around it is do like most of the beverage makers do, is destroy the hypochlorite or bleach, if you want to call it, that's in the water before you mix it with your drink, with your thing. And that was the key to making acceptable product for the trade. I trained an analyst at DuPont Experimental Station to do some measurements for a pilot plant program that was going on. It was pretty straightforward and like, but they needed coverage. And he was there, and about he'd been working with it less than a week, and he came. The I got a call from my supervisor, said that your methodology doesn't work, or the man doesn't know what he's doing. It's wrong. So I took a look, and it's like my father would have done. And I went out to look at the vessel that they were making this solution up in, and the blueprint that the man was working with said that the vessel was 250 gallons. I looked at the label, and I looked at the thing, and then I looked for the label. It wasn't 250 gallons. It was 200 gallons, and he didn't know the difference. So I went out and went on the site to look at that, and I also made sure that the objections and the comments about the analyst that had been there were removed, and that he was not to blame. So that's one of a little example of, I call it problem solving or troubleshooting. I have tried to keep up with the new technologies and look at where they can operate and benefit, and where they should be used either in combination with the old technologies or to replace the old technologies. At the good mentors that I had and the specialists that I had a chance to see have been very helpful, and including I keep up with the certain individuals at the in the analytical measurements area that fortunately have been able to go to the conferences, a conference once a year to learn things, and also I've had the good chance of going to a site like the TA Instruments next up the street here, that I had 3 days worth of seminars about a year ago that I was able to go to, and was able to talk to their experts on their new developments. That's I think that's the key, but at the same time, I have to ask, are we getting too complicated for the folks to do it? And I don't intend to run all their tests. I intend to teach them how to do it. That I think is a key.